to be able to read the SQL tables, you just copy paste the code and make whatever small changes that you have to make. All right, now let's look at reading data from web pages. Okay. Again, web pages can be really complicated or it can be quite straightforward. If it is a well-organized web page, then it's easy. Okay, you just read and the data is in list, then you just pick up those lists. But if it is more complicated, then we have other packages with which we can read. But we're going to look at only simple web pages. So here we're going to look at this web page. Good idea to take a look at the web page. So copy that and let's look at it. So here is the list of S&P 500. So here is a table, right? So you set up the URL, okay, as a string. Okay, so just a string variable, right? And then you use pd dot read underscore HTML, and you provide that URL text. And capture that in an object, and if you see that it's bringing in the data, okay, as a list. Okay, you can see the square bracket there. You can do a I think length should be, if you do this, then it'll tell you how many items are there in that list. So it's reading the data into a list, and there are 2 items in that list. So how do you know which one we want? So we can check it out and then see what's there. So you use page 1, right? So take a look at page 1, the first item. First item is 0, right? It looks like that's what we want. Okay, go back to here, then you see that it corresponds with 0. If you do the second item, okay, second item, you have something else there. You don't want second item. Okay, second item I think is which company got into the S&P 500, for what reason, which company was kicked out, for what reason. We are not interested in that, so we are interested in only the first table, right? So you just say first table, put it into a data frame, it will automatically create a data frame for you. So if you're lucky, if the web page is well structured, then it's as easy as that. So here is another example. Let's look at this data, web page. So we have a bunch of stuff, right? So if you run that, okay, let's see, okay, let's do it one step at a time. So let's take that and put it here. So we're going to read that link into page 2, right? And then let's look at how big is the data coming from page 2. Okay, so there are 12 items in this list. Okay, so we have to go through one at a time to see what we want. Okay, so page 2, 0, then it gives you, I guess, what we wanted, which is life expectancy of the, otherwise you have to keep going, keep keep checking to see which table. Suppose if you want, there are several tables here, so go through the different tables. So whichever table that you want, okay, make sure that you go through each of these lists and see which one you want, okay, and then you use that index in your PDF. Now, when you bring in here, the problem here is sometimes you will have unexpected rows. See here, when you bring in the first item from page 2, the first row is a blank row. So the blank row is coming in is all missing values. It's really not a valid row of data. So you have to drop that row. So how do you drop that row? Okay, so use the drop. Okay, you can use the drop, a column, or you can drop a row, but drop is not permanent, it is temporary. So you have to use in place equal to true, then that row will be gone. Okay. All right, so let's see, so this is called web scraping. So here we have volcanoes. So there are again several tables of volcanoes, and we want fetch a list of volcanoes by elevation at various elevations. So okay. So let's get this URL. So Q4 text. Okay. So we have the URL saved as a text. Right? And then we say page Q4 equal to PD dot HTML. So Q4 text. Okay. Then let's look at how many we have in there. Okay, so there are 10 items, 10 tables in that page. Right? So to do page Q4 0, okay, that looks like that's not what we want, right? It's just one line. This list is not. So it's that line is the first one. Right? Then let's check. One. Okay, so one is that one, 6,000 meters, right? Oyo del, okay, yeah, that's, okay. So that is 6,000 meters. Okay, so we could probably say DF 6,000 M. DF 6,000. Okay, and then let's look at the next one. Next one is 5,000 meters. So we can say DF 5,000 meters. Okay. So now we have a data frame of that. And you can keep going like that and see the next one is oh, that's not right. Okay, so that next one is that, which is 4,000 meters, and so on. Okay, so that's how you extract data from the website, as long as the web page has the data well formatted. If it is not formatted, then you get a bunch of errors. Then there is no. You need to know more about the HTML tags. So there is a package for that called Beautiful Soup. Don't ask me why it's called Beautiful Soup. But that's the package that you can use to drill down into the HTML tags and just pick up just the data that we want. It's much more powerful than this. This one works as long as the web page is reasonably formatted. Okay? All right. Thank you. And I'm sorry